Greetings viewers, Sir Kirk, Knight of Green here with a little weapon demonstration video. In these clips I am attempting to replicate the entire moveset, minus left-hand capabilities, of a particular weapon that is found in all 6 Souls games. Yes, I am counting Demon Souls in this as well as I am considering Dark Souls 1 Remastered and the Skull of the First Sin as separate games from their original counterparts. For the labels that I have here, DES means Demon Souls, DAS means Dark Souls 1 and the remastered version of the game, DAS2 means Dark Souls 2 and the Skull of the First Sin edition, and DAS3 means Dark Souls 3. I am relying on you guys to make sense of my motions in order to guess what this weapon is. To give a hint, this weapon is described as being commonly used by the masses, even though, ironically, barely any real players actually use it. Bonus points to anyone who can list alternative real-world names for this weapon. This sword is kind of like my calling card in the Souls games, as I've always done a playthrough in each game using this weapon almost exclusively. It has stuck to me since I first played Demon Souls, so I have been bonded, so to speak, with this sword for nearly a decade. In future videos, I will of course reveal the name of this weapon, and I will attempt to do real sparring sessions with friends using only the techniques found within the games. I will also be slightly tweaking the moves in order to make them more realistic in a combat setting while maintaining the general feel of the moveset. If you want to see me replicate other weapons and their movesets, comment your top choices below. In order to make the footage that you see here, I had to go through my collection of Souls games in order to study each attack meticulously. Luckily, this was not a painful endeavor as I enjoyed fighting monsters and other players in these games. I can admit some of the replications did not turn out as well as I would have expected them to, but I think overall I was able to capture the essence of each move in a reasonable fashion. Filming for this video was another story altogether, as I was pretty dead set on trying to get these shots with beautiful backgrounds. I had to search for quite a bit to find these spots that I liked the most, and unfortunately time was ticking as a heavy thunderstorm was approaching the area. Overall, I hope that you guys like the settings that were chosen in this video, and I will try to find many other great areas to do this type of filming. If you have not already figured out what this weapon is, I almost guarantee that you will have figured it out at this point. A while ago, I made a video about Boguldur, an Isengard berserker with his friend Yurts, and their shenanigans from the Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth series. I will do a moveset analysis on these characters as a sort of demo run for future fictional weapon moveset reviews. First, let's look at Yurts. And now he is biting people. Despite having a sword, he apparently does not want to use it. So we will skip him and we will start looking at Boguldur the Berserker. In the Lord of the Rings cinematic universe, Isengard berserkers were equipped with these nasty great swords that have a guard similar to the subas found on Japanese swords, while also having 2 large spikes at the end of the weapon. These spikes on these swords appear to have been used for inspiring fear, but they may have also been used for striking at weak points in armor, punching holes through mail, and hooking behind shields. Since Isengard was at war with Rohan, which is a cavalry-centric nation, this weapon could potentially pull soldiers off their horses in a similar fashion as a billhook or similar types of pole-arm weapons. When looking at how a berserker uses this weapon in the video game, we see that they only really use one move. Key points here when watching: the berserker has the left foot as the lead foot, they are pretty stationary when they use the attack, and they make large circular motions with the weapon before the attack occurs. In game, these weapons are used for killing multiple foes in one fell swoop, even though realistically this would be rather difficult to pull off effectively. While the attack has a bit of an overswing and is unnecessarily flashy, it is not all too bad as the berserker ends the attack in a neutral stance before launching into another move. Here are my attempts at mimicking this attack. Unfortunately, I do not have a replica of a berserker sword, but let us pretend I am not committed to a murder stroke and I have this weapon. The move itself is not hard to replicate, but it feels static and very limiting. I am not dynamically moving with the attack, so I'm not properly braced for defense or if I were to strike the opponent. I also feel like I can be thrown off my balance if my opponent were to charge me while I was whipping this weapon around. Here are some of the corrections that I've made. I would use the windup of the attack as an attempt to clear or knock my opponent's weapon out of the way before striking. I would also take a step with the attack in order to make sure that I'm properly balanced while delivering the blow. Since the left foot is leading, all I have to do is bring the right foot forward. If I was starting with my right foot as the lead, all I would have to do is take a few extra steps, but the technique remains largely the same. Now, we have demonstrations with my friend Sensei George from What Would Ninjas Do. Check his channel out and his link will be in the description. First, I try clearing his weapon and then I go for a strike to the head. I was not having too much luck doing any serious damage here, but the hooks on the weapon could potentially strike the head behind the shield if the attack was not properly deflected by the shield user. This mainly would work well on unsuspecting or untrained soldiers who may not know how to wield their shields properly, and if you are a mythical super soldier that can just overpower everyone around you. However, I had greater success when aiming for the upper and middle parts of the body, as these areas are bigger and easier targets to consistently hit. While these blows may not be as outright lethal as a head strike, they can lead to beneficial circumstances in my case. The opponent, after being hit, can be severely wounded, while I could take the opportunity on that successful hit to hook behind the shield and pull the opponent down in order to finish them off. The most important thing when trying a technique like this is to make sure the main weapon of the opponent is not in a position to strike back at you while you are coming for your own blow, since they can intercept you before you even get the chance to strike. All in all, I think this can be a serviceable technique in a fight. Anyway, thanks for watching, hope you guys enjoy, and see you all next time.